Beautiful Super Soul Sisters, we are back for Thriving Thursday. Okay, and this is of course our day that we talk about how to help us take the next step in our businesses. If you haven't started a business, maybe you can start thinking about it. This is all about the Prosper Mums side of it. I would love it where more women are actually thriving. I have so many people talking to me, they're surviving, they're only just making ends meet. Inflation's kind of crazy now. That was just something nuts. I was part of a summit the other day, and they were saying that in the States that there is 40% inflation since the pandemic. I mean, that is just crazy, man. We've got 26 here in New Zealand. It's escalating. And you know, the people are feeling the pressure, and I'm like, the Prosper Mum stuff is going to be a necessity in time. That's how I look at it. It's like we're our sideline hustle just because we want to do a sideline hustle. I'm getting folks saying to me, Vix, I need this to be a mainstream thing. I need this to go big and fast. And the reason I have to do that is we are scraping through. Everything's gone up, the electricity, all the doom and gloom stuff. I mean, I could go on about that, but we all know, food prices have gone up, cost of living of everything's gone up, da, 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 da. And it's like, it can't be a side hustle thing anymore. I need to up my game. We've also not had such a great ski season this season. So, a lot of people were banking on it being a really great season. We have had numbers come through. So my digital, marketing side of my business, I've been getting feedback through there that they're saying, look, we need to up our game and make the most that we can before the season closes, because finally the snow has arrived and even more numbers are coming through. But the pressure's on, people are feeling that pressure, and it's interesting, the impact that's having. And it's like, we've got to get on our game. And how can we do that? So, as you know, I've been working on this Prosper Mums Club side of things for a while, and stuff is coming together really quite nicely, actually. And I've got to tell you, ladies, and gents, I mean, this will be on the YouTube channel. I've got to tell you, it has never been easier. Never has it been easier to get off the ground if you haven't started something already. I mean, I'm just totally blown away with the amount of stuff that's coming out now in connection with AI. Yes, I'm going to go down that rabbit hole, man, and it's moving like lightning. Like, I've got to be honest with you, like, I'm quite comfortable in the technology arena. I've done it for so many years that it's like the back of my hand. I kind of know what works, I know what doesn't. Depending on the business, I can make the best recommendations, do this, do that. I've been in strategy for quite some time now, in consulting, and I'll tell you what, I am running to keep up. It is coming out so fast and so furious. Like, it's just like boom, boom, boom. There are apps every day. And I mean, like, if we weren't in overwhelm before, holy smoke, man, I tell you what. And it's like folks are going, well, what's the best stuff for me to use in this arena? And this is going to be one of the bonuses of the Prosper Mums Club. I'm doing all of that for you. So you're not in overwhelm. You don't have to go and do all of that, racing around and going, what do I have to learn? They're saying that it does this. And I tell you what, I'll do research on 10 apps, and maybe one or two will actually cut the mustard. Like, do what it says, or if it does what it says, some of them are so flippin' expensive. And you're just like, for someone who's trying to start up, like if it's your business that you've got an idea, you just want to get it off the ground, you just want to test it. You don't want to be spending masses of thousands of dollars to get that business out there or that concept out there just to test it, to see if it's even got legs to begin with. So my number one tip I would be saying is, if you're going to test an idea, okay, don't do what so many people do, which is spend a crap ton of money and it's like they spend, oh, I've got to have it. I see it all the time as well, even offline, not just online. Like, there's one recently where, they've got this huge venue to sell their product. I won't say what it is. And they were doing a photo shoot, so they had a professional photographer come in. Thousands. I know the photographer. It won't be cheap using that guy. And thousands and thousands of dollars to do that. And then it was paid advertising, fancy signage, a car to go with it with all the signage on the side. And I will be interested to see how it takes off. I could be wrong, but that particular location has not got much traffic, foot traffic, which is what I think they will probably need for that kind of business. And the location is just not right. But I do also know that that location, they have a high amount of rent. So they're going to have enormous overheads before they've even known if they've got the traffic to begin with. Now, my philosophy is, I'd rather go the tack of put up a one-page website, ideally some kind of funnel, and then you can test to see, like, get it out as fast and as quick as possible and give it a test run. You might run some ads or something if you want to, but ideally get it out into places where your market is to see if people will actually like it, and if it's got legs, then go and spend all the money, then go and I'd be going digital way long before doing anything offline now. Like, I would have done it the other way around in the old days, but now I'd be going, let's test it out in the virtual domain, because you've got no overheads. You're now not locked into having a 10-year lease or a 5-year lease with crazy rents, that you still have to pay. I don't know if it's the same overseas, but over here, like, when you sign up on a lease, if you aren't in there, you still have to pay the lease rent until you find somebody else to replace it, or the real estate guys can fill that space. So you're still forking out even if you're not making money, So I'm like, you don't have any of that. That's why my Prosper Mums is all about, digital mumpreneurs, thriving, like mums who want to make money from what they love on an ongoing recurring basis, where there is minimal overheads, like minimal, and I am pulling together a number of different things that, if you're a startup, this is what you'd be using, okay? Or you could use, or what you would be using. Listen to me, I'm like, you could use, should you choose. Let's put it that way. Sorry, that came across completely incorrectly. But the whole idea about that is that you can put all this stuff together. And let me tell you, this AI is mind-blowing, ladies. Mind-blowing what it can do. Websites that can be created automatically. Now look, rough, ready, a bit of work needs to be done. Don't think, you can just launch it and walk away. Nah, it's not like that. It's definitely not at that stage. I can tell you right now, anyone who tells you that, it's BS. Run for the hills, guys. But it's, logos can be created, websites can be created, text can be automatically created. There's social media posts that can be created. Your ads can be created. Now, all of that, I used to run my own agency. Okay, I had a whole team that did all of that. I had copywriters, I had designers, I had programmers, I had a project manager. Some of the programmers would be design, it would be more of the design side, where it was just a straight, what we would call like a brochure website, and others would be like an e-commerce shopping cart facility. Oh yeah, but Vicky, I've got drag and drop. I'm telling you now, a lot of even the drag and drop guys, they're having to up their game to integrate this AI. If you are not in AI, there's going to be two things that are going to happen. If you're not in AI, you are going to be dead in the water. And I'll tell you why. And I'm giving you the heads up now, ladies. You've got to get into this now. And for several reasons. It is going to impact jobs. I wish I could say it's not. But I can tell you now, I'm already seeing it. I'm having feedback from people from overseas. Big companies are doing massive layoffs. Okay. Now, I'm not here to scaremonger, but I am here to say, if you get on the bandwagon now, you will be ahead of the curve, because it doesn't matter. You will be job resilient in the sense that it wouldn't matter if you lost your job. It doesn't matter. I've got my thing going. I've got my hustle going. I've been building it on the sideline through Prosper Mums Club or whatever. You can go somewhere else. You can try and do it on your own. I can tell you now, good luck, man. I tell you, there is so much information. It is a sea of overwhelm. I mean, I get overwhelmed. I have to take breaks because I'm like, oh my God, what do I focus on first? And it's, join this, join us for this summit. These are paid functions for this particular thing. Oh, the reason you want to see, and it's like bling city. It is like bling. It's like bling, 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 bling. Which one do I? And then what happens is the human psychology spazzes. It goes, flip, I can't handle any of this. So you do nothing at all. Okay. So one of the things I'm going to be doing with the Prosper Mums Club is I'm going to declutter for you. I'm just going to go, right, this particular industry, like, digital mumpreneurs who want to thrive. If you're a startup, for example, say you want to do a course. Okay, this is the software. These are the things that you could look at doing. These are the particular ones that I have tried and tested, and I would safely say yes. And if I'm not sure about something, I'll let you know. Okay. And I'll even make it easy for you so that you can actually go in and I'll go, right, you want to achieve this particular thing? Quick tip. This is how you can do it. Okay. So you don't have to try and figure it out. You don't have to spend hours doing all of that. Start doing all of that stuff. I'll make it easy for you. When you're part of that club, it just takes all of that overwhelm away, and it's only relevant. You only want what's relevant to you, and I will provide that for you so you can go, right, okay, that makes sense. But you've got to start getting your ace on, girls. I'm telling you now, it's alarming, but it's also exciting. It's really kind of odd, if I'm honest, an odd sensation, because it's mind-blowing what this stuff can do. It's immediately like having a whole design agency at your disposal, and you can instruct it with the right instructions. And that's half of it, if I'm honest, is you have to have that level of expertise, which is one of the reasons why I'll be interested to see if it gets rid of all the jobs that everybody's worried about, or if it just changes and ups the game of how we do things. So, you become bigger and better at what it is that you do, because I can tell you now, it hasn't got the capacity to, there's no human cognition in it. So, and also emotion. So, for example, you need an expert who will be able to go, no, that's not right. You need to be able to change this, 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 and this. So you will, if you become that person, that they're seeking to validate that information is correct. Because I tell you what, it needs a lot of validation. You need to double check where all the information's coming from. And it is, but it's incredibly exciting. But by the same token, if you do not adopt it in your business that you've already got okay, you're going to have problems. It's just a matter of when. I'm telling you now, because your competitors, if they get the edge on you, flip an egg, So if you're working for someone, you could introduce the idea, get them to do some of my courses. I'm going to be coming out with some of my courses, and it's only going to be AI for marketing. All right. The way that Google and everybody works is on a historical basis, is one of the algorithm's core criteria. It's not the only one. There's a whole lot. but it's really quite important with that. And those who are first in the game will have more chance of being ranked higher as well. So that's kind of one of the reasons why I'm kind of encouraging you to take that step, get involved, just, you know, do little bits of things now and again, okay? And don't, you know, if it gets too overwhelming, stop and then go back to it. All right, that's one of the tips that I would say with that. But you're going to have to do it. I mean, we can fight it. What's that saying? You can, you know, lick him or join him. What's the saying? You know, but basically we don't have a choice. AI is here, and it's gaining massive traction at a rapid rate of knots. Like I've never seen technology move so fast as I have with this. This is mind-blowing, the stuff that I can show you, and that I will show you once I've got everything sorted. So keep an eye out for that. But I'm just giving you the heads up. Start looking into the AI stuff now. Start getting, you know, how could I learn something little new, or just watch a video or watch my stuff, you know, just keep on sticking with it, because I'll give you ideas, I'll give you tips, I'll give you stuff that you can actually use for you and your business to get it off the ground, or to take your business that you've got to the next level. And I've done all the hard work for you. You won't have to go into overwhelm to make that happen. So anyway, I hope you found that useful. Yeah, AI babies. AI, that's the way it's going to be going, whether we like it or not. So let's go with it and, you know, make the most of it, like everything in life. Okay, hope you enjoyed that. Your shoes, your path, your way. Namaste.